Are you preparing for CAT and other MBA entrance exams? BYJU'S Exam Prep CAT and MBA, your one-stop solution for all MBA exams related questions. Watch unique strategies to ace CAT, XAT, SNAP, IIFT, TISNET, CMAT and other important MBA entrance exams. Tips and tricks to boost score, subject-wise and chapter-wise sessions, previous year's questions, exam-related update and notifications, live exam analysis and actual questions discussion. So why wait? Subscribe to BYJU'S Exam Prep, CAT and MBA YouTube channel and press the bell icon to stay updated.
Hello everyone, very good evening to all of you, rather good afternoon, I'm sorry, good afternoon to each one of you. So welcome back to this session. Hello Pradyumna, I'm good. Hi Sweetie Chaudhary, hello, good afternoon. So very good afternoon again to each one of you. So welcome back to this series of Mission Score 99 percentile. So all of you know that what do we do in this series. This is the third session that we are having on quantitative aptitude. We are running a series for DILR parallelly with it. So on some of the Wednesdays I take DILR, on some of the Wednesdays I take quantitative aptitude. So this is the third one on QA. In the first one we talked about percentages, in the second one we talked about profit loss and discount, and today it is about simple interest and compound interest, the kind of questions that have appeared from these areas in previous year papers of CAT, XAT, IFT or whatever. So this is all that we are going to discuss today as well. Yes, so before I start, can you just confirm it to me? Is all fine? Am I clearly audible, visible to each one of you? Is all okay? I mean, all of you can hear me, all of you can see me. Hi, good afternoon, Shalu Kaushik. Good afternoon, Anugya Dwivedi. Very good afternoon, everyone. So looks like everything is fine. So without any further delay, I think we should start with our class today. So as we did always in each and every class, I'll show you a question. You'll first try to answer that question, and after that we'll do it together. We'll try to find out the best possible way of solving that particular question. So this is all that we are going to do. So I'm sure that everything is fine. We can start with it. Yes, so Shalu has confirmed that everything is fine. So let us start with thing now without any delay. So here is the first question for all of you. It's a question from CAT 2022. A question from CAT 2022. So please start doing it. After that, we'll talk about it.
Are you
I hope all of you can see the question clearly. Good afternoon, Riddha. Good afternoon, Chaya Rathor. Good afternoon, Sakshi Dalvi. Very good afternoon, everyone. Here is a question from CAT 2020. That's there on your screen now. CAT 2022 हुआ नहीं है. हाँ तो अभी होगा प्रद्युम्न. This is 2020. Okay, probably CAT 2022 that you are talking about, Pradyumna, it's that I mean, which is there at the bottom of the screen. So, so it is CAT 2022 decoded. That's a different series that we are going to have from 16th of May. So, I mean, the complete detail is given over there. So, this series is not named as CAT 2022 questions. Yes, I would like to see some answers before that. So Pradyumna has answered 12 years. Okay. Shall we start doing it? It's a question from some of the recent CATs from CAT 2020. So probably we can talk about it now. Chaliye, let's start with it now. So what does the question say? Viru invested rupees 10,000 rupees in 5% simple annual interest. And exactly after 2 years, Joy invested rupees 8,000 at 10% simple annual interest. How many years after Viru's investment will their balances, that is principal plus interest, be equal? So basically you can also call it the amount. So when would they be equal? This is what the question is asking you. And of course, as I have done in the previous sessions as well, so I would try to talk about only those solutions which are required from an exam's perspective rather than going with the general solution. If it is required, sometimes I might talk about those as well. So let us say Viru invested in, let's assume in 2020. Okay? Viru invested in 2020. And how much did he invest? He invested a total of 10,000 rupees at 5% simple annual interest. So can I say the interest that Viru is getting every year is 5% of 10,000, which is equal to 500 rupees? I hope this is okay. I mean, no problem should be here in this point. That 10,000 rupees is the principal. You are getting 5% interest on this. 5% of 10,000 is equal to 500. But when I talk about Jay here, so what is Jay doing? He invested exactly after 2 years. So Jay invested in 2022, right? Jay invested in 2022. He invested a total of 8,000 rupees at 10% simple interest. So can I say he is getting an interest of 800 rupees every year? I hope this is clear, right? Jay is getting 10% simple interest, so he is getting 800 interest. Viru is getting 5% interest, which is 500 rupees on 10,000. How many years after Viru's investment will their balances, that is principal plus accumulated interest, will be equal? So when would their amount be equal? This is what the question is asking you. Now the first thing is that because Jay invested in 2022, that is 8,000 rupees. So by that 2022, can I say Viru's investment would have already become 11,000 rupees? Because you got 500 rupees interest. In 2 years, it would have become 1,000. So 10,000 plus 500, his interest, his total amount would have become 11,000. So in 2022, we can say Jay's investment is 8,000. Viru's investment is 11,000. Jay is getting an interest of 800. Viru is getting an interest of 500. In what time their total amount be equal? This is what the question is asking you. Here I see that Viru's investment is 3,000 more than Jay's investment. But Jay is getting 300 rupees more than Viru every year. So to cover up that gap of 3,000, can I say it will take a total of 10 years to make their total amounts equal? I mean, Jay's investment is 3,000 less, but he's getting 300 rupees interest more every year. In first year, वो 300 rupees more होगा. Second year में वो 600 हो जाएगा. Third year 900 हो जाएगा. So can I say in 10 years, the interest accumulated by Jay will be 3,000 more than the interest accumulated by Viru? I mean, Jay का interest हो जाएगा 8,000 और Viru का interest हो जाएगा 5,000, and the total amount for both of them will be equal, which is 16,000. This is going to happen after a total of 10 years. So कब से 10 years? From 2022. So that means this is going to happen in 2032. The question is asking you, how many years after Viru's investment? Viru's investment was in 2020. So how many years after this their amounts are going to be equal? So of course you can see it is going to happen after a total of 12 years. So therefore the answer for this question is 12 years. Pradyumna had given the right answer for this question. Is that clear, everyone? I hope all of you understood this. Any doubt at any of these steps? Viru made an investment in 2020. Jay made an investment in 2022. By that time Jay made the investment, Viru's investment had become 11,000. At this stage, we saw that difference between their investment was 3,000. Jay's investment was 3,000 less, but he was getting 300 rupees more every year. So to cover up that gap of 3,000, how many years Jay would take? It would take him 10 years from that year, that is 2022, say 10 years. In 2022, it is going to be the same. So that means from 2020, that is when Viru made the investment, तब के मुकाबले अगर देखा जाए in 2022-32, it has become a total of 12 years to make their investments equal. So therefore, we can give the answer as 12 years. I hope everyone got it. So Shalu says clear. Others, please confirm. Is it clear to all of you? So this is an actual question from one of the slots of CAT 2020. I would have spoken about it many a times in our classes as well, whenever we would have studied SICI, that CAT generally focuses upon the concept of the question. They do not want you to indulge into too much of calculations. Normally that happens with exams like IFT. They would be asking a lot of calculations, right? ZET would also be a mixture of the two, but normally CAT would not indulge into them. And even if they indulge into it, there has to be some trick which you have to find out. That becomes the important part. You will always have to try that. How do we calculate the cover up here? Pradyumna, as I just said, that Jay's investment was 3,000 less, and he was covering it by 300 every year, because every year he is getting 300 rupees more. So if you have 3,000 rupees less and you are covering 300 rupees every year, how many years would you take to cover up 3,000? That is 3,000 by 300. A total of 10 years would be taken to make them equal. This is what is the cover up time over here. Good afternoon, Suraj. So that was question number 1, but I saw only one answer from Pradyumna which was correct. I would like to have more answers in the upcoming questions now. Please be more participative. So let's move to question number 2, which is another CAT 2020 question, of course from a different slot. So the first question was from probably slot 1, then the second question is from slot 2 or slot 3. So the question is there on your screen. I would like all of you to answer this question. So I didn't see any answer yet. Let's start doing it. So again, I'll discuss the way we should be doing it in the exam. For the same principal amount, the compound interest for 2 years at 5% per annum exceeds simple interest for 3 years at 3% per annum by rupees 1125. Then the principal amount is what? So the principal amount is same in both the cases. In the first case, it is compound interest at the rate of 5%. Compound interest at the rate of 5% for 2 years, it would be like successive percentage change of 5 and 5. So therefore, the net interest that you would earn in 2 years is 10.25%. I hope this is clear. Praveen has given the answer as 90,000 and Pradyumna as well. Let's see. So in the first case, it is 10.25%. Whereas in the second scenario, it is simple interest for 3 years at 3% per annum. So in case of simple interest, it is straight away R into T, that is equal to 9%. So what is the difference between these two? It is equal to 1.25%. Question says the difference is 1125. So 1125 is what percentage of, sorry, whose percentage is whose 1.25 percentage is 1125? That is my answer. So 1125 divided by 1.25 into 100. So if you solve it, you will straight away get 90,000 as the principal, which is the correct answer. How do we solve it? अगर आप डेसिमल को भूल जाओ तो 125 का 8 टाइम्स होता है 1000. So this is 9 times because this is 1000 plus 125. So इसका मतलब ये सीधा सीधा 9 times हो गया. So 900 और जो डेसिमल हटाया तो 2 जीरो उसके. So 90,000 is the amount. I have not given the options over here because the question had not given the options in the actual CAT exam as well. These were the non-MCQs which were there, right? So again, this is one of the questions we could have done without you taking any of the variables, and I see that the question becomes easy. You just need to have that real knowledge of CI, that what exactly is the role of successive percentage change in CI. So simple interest के case में it is straight away R into 2%, whereas when we talk about compound interest, it is like a successive percentage change. Always use that to answer the questions. That was question number 2 from CAT 2020 again. So now we'll move on to the next question, that is question number 3. The question is here on your screen now. So now when we move on to CAT 2019, here you see the question is slightly lengthy, whereas in 2020 the questions have been on the easier side. Though let me just remind you that 2020 and 2021 had 40 minutes for each section, whereas in 2019 you had 60 minutes for the section, though the number of questions were also 34. I'm sure all of you are trying this question. Let's start doing it now. करना शुरू करते हैं. So I'll be giving you different ways of solving this question. A person invested a total amount of rupees 15 lakhs. A part of it was invested in a fixed deposit, earning 6% annual interest, and the remaining amount was invested in two other deposits in the ratio 2:1, earning annual interest rate at the rate of 4% and 3% respectively. If the total annual interest rate is 76,000, then the amount invested in the fixed deposit was equal to what? Okay. So first of all, the general method. I would say 15 lakh rupees is the total amount. A part of it was invested in 6%. The remaining was invested here. So now I don't know which part is invested where and how much is that. So I can assume that as X, right? But I would suggest कि यहाँ पे जो आपने इन्वेस्ट किया उसको x के बजाय 3x ले लो, it will be slightly better. The reason is on 3x amount you are getting 6% interest. Then the remaining 15 lakhs minus 3x. First of all, it will be divided in a ratio of 2:1. And dividing in a ratio of 2:1 would become easy for you because of this 3x only. But 2:1 है तो एक part होगा 2/3. One part would be 1/3. So 2/3 would be 10 minus 2x. 1/3 would be equal to 5 minus x. You will get 4% on this. you will get 3% on this. So what is the total interest that you are getting? 3x ka 6%. So 3x into 0.06 plus 10 minus 2x ka 4%. That is 10 minus 2x into 0.04 plus 5 minus x ka 3%. So 5 minus x into 0.03 and this is equal to the total interest. ध्यान दीजिएगा, I have written 15 lakhs as 15. So this is 76,000. I would have to write this as 0.76 क्योंकि मैं lakhs में लिख रहा हूं ना figures. 15 lakhs को अगर 15 लिख रहा हूं तो 76,000 is 0.76 lakhs. So I would write it as 0.76. Now by solving this equation, I can get the value of x and from there I'll also get the answer, right? This is the general method of solving the question. Pradyumna has got the answer as 9 lakhs and Prateek also has got 9 lakhs. Let's see what is the correct answer for this question. So through this method you can solve it. Probably it might be 9 lakhs. I'm not interested in that. I'm more interested in the other solutions. Now what is the other solutions? Now one of the solutions is that you must have studied of is allegation. So you can use allegation in these questions as well. How do we use allegation? Let me just talk about it. You can use allegation in a way that if whole of this 15 lakhs goes at 6%, can I say the interest that you would be earning is equal to 90,000? If all 15 lakhs goes with 6% annual interest, you will get 90,000. But if all of these 15 lakhs goes with 2:1 wala part, how much interest would you be getting? First of all, 15 lakhs is divided in 2:1 ratio, that is 10 lakh and 5 lakh. On 10 lakh, you have 4% interest. On 5 lakh, you have 3% interest. Total interest is 40,000 from here, 15,000 from here. The interest becomes 55,000. So if all of the money was invested in this scheme, I would have got 55,000. If all of the money was invested in this scheme, I would have got 6%, that is 90,000. But I have got 76,000. So the difference of these two is 21,000. Difference of these two is 14,000. The ratio of these two is 3:2. Whose ratio is this? This is the ratio in which the money has been distributed in this scheme and in this scheme. So if you divide 15 lakh rupees in a ratio of 3:2, what would you be getting? You would be getting 9 lakh rupees being invested in this scheme and 6 lakh in this scheme. So that is my answer. Yes, the people were correct. That 9 lakh is the correct answer for this question. Pradyumna ka aur Prateek ka jo answer aaya tha, that was absolutely correct. We have divided 15 lakh rupees in a ratio of 3:2. 3:2 के रेशो में डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करोगे, 9 lakh will go with the first scheme and 6 lakh will go with the second scheme. So therefore the answer is 9 lakh rupees. Is that clear, everyone? If you have understood this, please press the like button as well so that I know that you understood the solution and you liked the solution as well. After that, I'll also talk about one more solution which I generally use in CAT exams. See, I always have this in my mind that CAT generally does not go into deeper into calculations. So if they have asked such a question, the calculations would not be too high. I mean, the numbers chosen by CAT would be normally on the, easier side. They would be directly, in lakhs divisible by these numbers, where percentages can easily be calculated. Had it been an IFT question, there was a possibility that answer for this question was somewhere around 77,73,455. इस तरह के ऑप्शंस भी उनके पास ऐसे क्वेश्चंस में आ जाते हैं. But normally the other exams don't do that. I mean, CAT जो है आपको ऐसा करता हुआ नहीं मिलेगा. Okay. So let me talk about the other solution as well. No one pressed the like button still. So I hope you would do it now after this solution. So this is more of, I would say, that understanding the mindset of the exam setter. उसके थ्रू मैं आपसे बात कर रहा हूं कि उसके थ्रू अपन लोग कैसे बात कर सकते हैं. See, I am saying that total money is 15 lakhs. On one part you are getting 6% annual interest. This is how I did in the exam as well. मैं बिल्कुल वो बता रहा हूं. So on one part you are getting 6%. On the other part, the money is divided in a ratio of 2:1 first of all. On one part you get 4% interest. On the other part you get 3% interest. So can I say on an average, the interest from here you would be getting is less than 4%, right? Because on some part it is 4, on some part it is lesser than 4. इसका सीधा सीधा मतलब ये है कि जो एवरेज आपका आएगा राइट हैंड साइड पे दैट विल बी लेस देन 4। अब यहां पे 6% है, यहां पे 4% है। The net interest that we are looking at is 76,000. 15 lakhs ka it is approximately 5%. 75,000 is 5%. So 76,000 is very close to 5%. I'm saying 6% यहां से आ रहा है, 4% यहां से आ रहा है, 4 से लेस यहां पर आ रहा है। अगर यहां पे 4% आता, then my net interest would have been 5%. But because I'm getting 5 even after this being less than 4, that means the amount here is larger than the amount over here. भाई 6 और 4 पे अगर इक्वल अमाउंट्स होंगे, योर एवरेज वुड बी 5, बट 1 4% इज स्लाइटली लोअर बट स्टिल द एवरेज इज 5। इसका मतलब 6 वाले का अमाउंट थोड़ा हाई रहा होगा। 6 वाले का थोड़ा सा वेटेज ज्यादा करोगे तभी तो उसकी तरफ जाएगा ना। तो इसका मतलब यहां पे आपने ज्यादा अमाउंट इन्वेस्ट किया है। मोर ओवर, बिकॉज द अमाउंट इन्वेस्टेड हियर इज इन ए रेशियो ऑफ 2:1, so most probably this amount would be a multiple of 3. तो 15 lakhs के दो पार्ट करने हैं, वन पार्ट इज हायर देन दी अदर पार्ट, और एक पार्ट आपका 3 का मल्टीपल आना चाहिए। तो सबसे पहले जो मेरे दिमाग में आता है दैट इज 9 lakhs ओवर हियर एंड 6 lakhs ओवर हियर। भाई 15 का हाफ है 7.5, 7.5 से दिस हैज टू बी ग्रेटर, दिस हैज टू बी लेस, 7.5 से छोटा एंड ए मल्टीपल ऑफ 3। द फर्स्ट नंबर दैट कम्स टू आवर माइंड इज 6, इजंट इट? मैं आपको बोलता हूं 7.5 से छोटा 3 का मल्टीपल बताओ, सबसे पहले 6 ही दिमाग में आएगा। With 6, if you try, you immediately get the answer that satisfies and that makes it 76,000. So this thing you might say, sir, अगर ये तो काम कर गया 6, अगर ये ना काम करता तो I would have taken another number. It would have made the solution very long. But as I told you, that if you understand the psychology of the CAT questions, the method of these questions, normally they would be giving you numbers which are very easy to calculate. So the answer would be something like 6 lakhs, 4.5 lakhs, 3 lakhs. इसी तरह का आंसर नॉर्मली हमारे पास आता है. This is always there in the questions of CAT. Always keep that in mind. This will help you in doing these questions. Okay. So that was question number 3. I'll move on to question number 4. Now it's a question from CAT 2019 again. Let me see how many of you answer this correctly. Devansh, for that probably you have to do the class of SICI, because of course here I can't discuss that completely. That'll take a lot of time to make you understand. So please have a look at any of the sessions that you would have studied, or you might have a session on BYJU'S Exam Prep channel itself where we might have talked about SICI. You'll find it there. John, your scores are good. वैसे VARC is the gray area, though I would say that you should focus more on your VARC score. As far as DILR is concerned, your percentile is 82.54. DILR is purely practice based. More and more practice you do, better you would get at it. And it's just about one more set probably. Had you done one more set, you would have got a percentile of 96, 97 in place of 82, 83, right? So because of in the last 2 years, if I talk about LRDI, there were only 40 minutes. So one wrong choice could have taken your percentile rightly from 98 to 80, 82. So this is also, you can say, a bit of luck involved in 2020 and 2021. But I'm saying that keep doing practice, a lot of practice in DILR sets, and you would get better at it. I hope all of you are trying this question number 4 now. Can we start giving mocks? Yes, Pradyum. As soon as you start having mocks, you should start giving them, even if your syllabus has not been completed. Mocks are not only to do the questions, mocks are also to understand the strategy to do the paper. That is also important. I think we can start doing this question now. It says Amal invested 12,000 rupees at 8% interest compounded annually and 10,000 at 6% interest compounded semi-annually, both investments being for 1 year. Bimal invests his money at 7.5% simple interest for 1 year. They get the same amount of interest than the amount invested by Bimal. So Amal has invested 12,000 rupees at 8% interest, 10,000 rupees at 6% interest, but this is semi-annual and that is annual. So what is the amount for 1 year? Interest for 1 year. Can I say 12,000 ka 8% is 960 is the interest that you would get from this point? और यहाँ पे क्योंकि सेमी एनुअल है, सेमी एनुअल इज लाइक 3% and 3% after every 6 months. After the first 6 months, it is 3%. After another 6 months, it is 3%. So I always make tables for these. 10,000 ka 3% is 300. And then again in the next 6 months, it is 300 plus 300 ka 3% is equal to 90. So the total, 9 rupees. The total interest that you are getting from here is 609. So Amal's total interest is 960 from the first one, 609 from the second one, which is 1569 rupees. His total interest is 1569. This 1569 is 7.5% simple interest for a year. So you have got 7.5% interest and that 7.5% is 1569. So what is the principle? You just divide it by 7.5% or 7.5 into 100. This 7.5 can also be written as 15 by 2. And from 15 I can cancel it out. 15 ones are 15, 15 fours are 60, 15 six are 90 and 1046 into 200. My answer is 20920. That is the correct answer for this question. 20,920 rupees is the amount invested by Bimal. 20,920 is the amount invested by Bimal. That should be the correct answer. So yes, I see that Pradyumna has given the right answer for this question. Vijay probably made some silly mistake. Vijay probably आपने 9 मिस कर दिया मेरे ख्याल से, जो 300 plus 9 वाला 9 था. Pratik got 20,920. Okay, Chaya got 21,920. Okay, she corrected it later on. But now I hope it is clear to everyone. The correct answer for this question is 20920. Again, this solution did not require any kind of variable or something. You could have straight away got the answer for this question as well. So here also you might ask this question, क्या सर हम 3% वाले पे successive नहीं use कर सकते थे? कर सकते थे. But when the already principal is given to us as 10,000, we all know calculating things from 10,000 is always easier. 10,000 का कोई भी percentage निकालना वो आसान होता है. So बेहतर ये है कि आप percentages निकाल लीजिए rather than calculating 3 plus 3 plus 3 into 3 by 100 then calculating 6.09%. आएगा तो वो 609 ही, but directly calculating becomes easy when the numbers are easy to calculate. Okay. Chaliye, we'll move forward now to question number 5. That is a question from ZAT 2021. So ZAT generally asks you lengthy questions just like IFT. So this is one of those questions which you might find a bit lengthy, but I'm sure that all of you would be able to do this question as well. So all of you try to answer this question number 5 now. I think we can start doing it now. Pratik got the answer as 6,000. Pradyumna also got the answer as 6,000. Let's start doing that. Mohan has some money that he divides in a ratio of 1:2. He then deposits the smaller amount in his savings scheme that offers a certain rate of interest, and the larger amount in another savings scheme that offers half of that rate of interest. So let us say you are offered R% over here. He says you are offered R by 2% over here. Both interest compounded yearly. At the end of 2 years, the total interest earned from the two savings account is 830 rupees. So total interest we have got is 830 rupees. It is known that one of the rates is 10%. If one of the rates is 10%, so that means we have two possibilities. So either one of the rates is 10%, the other one is 20%, or one of them is 10% and the other one is 5%. Is that right, everyone? नहीं, मैंने उल्टे लिख दिए हैं, आधी लिखनी थी ना उधर तो. So either one of them is 10% and the other one is 5%, or one of them is 10% and the other one is 20%. So these are the two possibilities. या तो first scheme में 20 लगेगा, second में 10, or the first scheme is 10 and the second scheme is 5. But the total interest from the two schemes is equal to 830 rupees. And Mohan deposited more than 1000 rupees in each saving scheme at the start. What is the value of M? Now we don't know that which case is correct, but in one case he has, spent 1 rupee. In the second one he has put in 2 rupees. So I'll just assume that, let us say, the first scheme is of 100 rupees. The second scheme is of 200 rupees. I invested 100 rupees in the first scheme and I invested 200 rupees in the second scheme. Let's talk about scenario 1. Scenario 1 says that I got 20% interest over here and 10% interest over here, and this is compounded and we have to find the interest of 2 years. So compounded अगर करोगे 2 years में तो 44% मिलेगा, compounded करोगे 2 years का तो 21% मिलेगा. So what is 44% of 100? It is 44. 21% of 200 is 42. That is equal to 86. So in this case I will be getting 86 rupees interest. But if I talk about the second scenario, I'll be getting 10% interest over here, 5% interest over here. In 2 years, it will become 21%. In 2 years, it will become 10.25%. What is the interest I'm getting in this case now? In this case, 100 ka 21% is 21. 200 ka 10.25% is 20.5. And the total interest in this case I am getting is 41.5 rupees. Right? 41.5 का exact double होता है 83. Now this of course has to be no you can say coincidence. There has to be a reason for that. 86 and 83 are not related any of the ways. 41.5 is related with 830. How is that related? 41.5 का 20 times है 830. That means this amount is also 20 times of it, and this amount is also 20 times of this. So 2000 and 4000 makes the total amount as 6000. So the total amount invested was 6000. You would say, sir, only by saying this I can't say कि ये reject हो गया है. देखो ये मैं कह रहा हूँ reject हो जाएगा, because there is another condition that it is given that Mohan deposited more than 1000. तो शायद उस second case में ये वाली condition satisfy नहीं कर रही होगी, नहीं ही करेगी, because 86 का how many times is 830? It is less than 10 times. So when I do less than 10 times of 100, it will be less than 1000. And this is exactly what the question said कि कोई भी amount आपका 1000 से कम नहीं होना चाहिए. 86 वाला केस रूल आउट किया, 41.5 वाला केस लिया and by that we got the total investment as 6,000 rupees. So yes, Prateek, Pradyumna, Ritesh, all of you were correct. I hope all of you understood the solution of this question. Please do tell me and please press the like button as well. I see the number of likes today are pretty less. मुझे पता है आज मैं भी थोड़ा ढीला हूं. आई एम नॉट कंप्लीटली वेल बट सॉल्यूशंस तो सारे ठीक ही हैं. बढ़िया वाले सॉल्यूशन हम लोग कर रहे हैं फ्रॉम द एक्चुअल एग्जाम्स इटसेल्फ. सो दैट शुड नॉट स्टॉप इट फ्रॉम लाइकिंग द सेशन. हाँ जी, एक और चीज मैं आपको एक और चीज बताना चाह रहा हूं कि ये वाला केस जो है ना एलिमिनेट करने का मेरे पास एक और भी रीजन है. जस्ट थिंक ऑफ दिस पॉइंट. ध्यान से सुनिएगा. व्हेन देयर आर टू केसेस, हाउ वुड आई एलिमिनेट ए केस? Of course, by this statement that Mohan deposited more than 1,000 in each saving scheme at the start. So in one of these cases, one of these would be rejected. The point is, suppose this case accepts the condition that both the amounts are more than 1,000. एक मिनट के लिए मान लीजिए दोनों अमाउंट मेरे 1,000 से बड़े थे और इसी केस में 830 आया. सो कहने से अगर यहां दोनों 1,000 से बड़े थे तो 20% और 10% लेने पे 830 आया है, तो 10 और 5% लेने पे तो 830 आएगा ही आएगा if the amounts are more than 1,000, right? But 20 and 10% are giving you 830 of some amount. So 10 and 5 lower percentages of 830 कब देंगी? When the amounts are more high, और बड़े अमाउंट लेने पड़ेंगे. तो अगर ये दोनों 1,000 से बड़े होते तो ये तो पक्का ही 1,000 से बड़े होते. So by that logic तो दोनों केस एग्री हो जाते. So definitely इस केस में दोनों 1,000 से बड़े रहे होंगे और इस केस में नहीं. Only then I would be able to eliminate the first case. So of course by making the case also you can get it. But अगर आप थोड़ा सा कॉमन सेंस वहां यूज करते हैं ना कि कोई केस मेरा क्यों रिजेक्ट होगा, so I would be able to reject that case by looking at this part only कि यार अगर 20 और 10 वाले में दोनों अमाउंट 1,000 से बड़े हैं तो 10 और 5 में तो 1,000 से बड़े आने ही आने. Then which case would I reject? So I would be able to reject a case only when 10 5 में 100,000 से बड़े आए और 20 10 में ना आए. So that is the only possibility through which it could have happened. Okay. चलिए, let's move on. This was a question from Z 2021, the recent Z. So now the next one is question number 6 that you have on your screen. Again a question from CAT 2020. So simple question from CAT 2020. I think we can start doing it now. A person invested a certain amount of money at 10% annual interest compounded half yearly. After 1.5 years, 1.5 years का मतलब है 3 बार आपने किया. The interest and the principal together became this. That means the amount has become this much. The amount that the person had invested. If 10% is the rate, इसका सीधा सीधा मतलब ये है when you compound half yearly you get 5%. 5% means 1 by 20. So you are getting 1 by 20 interest after every half year. So after first half year, your amount would become 21 by 20 times. After second half year, it would become 21 by 20 times. After third half year, it would again become 21 by 20 times. So these many times of the principal is your amount, which is 18522. Now the point is, 21 ka cube, we generally say that these cubes etc should be there in your mind all the times. They will make your job a little bit easy in these cases. So 21 21 21 multiply karo to 9261 aata hai, and this is exactly double of that. It is exactly double of that. So 20 20 20 is 8,000. 8,000 into 2, so I can say my principal is equal to 16,000, and that is the correct answer for this question. ठीक है। दूसरी बात, मान लीजिए आपको ये नहीं याद था 21 का क्यूब, एक और काम अपन लोग कर सकते हैं, वो ये, when you have to calculate 1 by 20 of something, we have talked about this before as well, because we have to talk about 1 by 20 of something and then we have to calculate 1 by 20 of that as well, then we have to calculate 1 by 20 of that as well, 3 बार करना है ना। So एक काम करो, assume the initial principal to be 8000, मान लो 8000, क्यों, 20 20 20 से 3 बार तक डिवाइड होता है। So if my principal is 8000, what is the interest I would be getting? First time I would be getting 1 by 20 of it. 1 by 20 of it is 400. Second year mein I would be getting 1 by 20 of it, that is 400, plus 1 by 20 of 400, which is 20. Third year mein I would be getting 1 by 20 of it 400, plus 1 by 20 of 400, 20. 1 by 20 of 400 is 20. 1 by 20 of 20 is equal to 1. So what is the total interest that I have got? 4 4 4 is 1200, 60 and 1 1261. So 8000 is the principal, 1261 is the interest. The amount becomes 9261. This is double of that. So therefore this should also be double of it. My answer becomes 16,000. We talked about it कि जब आपको मान लीजिए आपको रेट दे रखा है 1/10 और 3 years के लिए कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट कैलकुलेट करना है, अज्यूम द प्रिंसिपल एज अ मल्टीपल ऑफ 10 क्यूब। अगर रेट दे रखा है 20% विच इज 1/5, सो अज्यूम द प्रिंसिपल एज ए मल्टीपल ऑफ 5 क्यूब, ताकि वो बार बार 1/5 आप उसका आराम से निकाल पाए एंड देयर वुड बी इंटीजर्स ऑल अराउंड। तो जब सारे इंटीजर्स में होते हैं तब काम करना क्वेश्चंस में आसान हो जाता है। दिस इज हाउ यू कैन गेट दीज आंसर्स इजीली। ओके, this brings us to the last question of the day, which is from CAT 2018. Slightly lengthy, but we can discuss this question as well. So just pay attention to this question, try to solve it, and after that we'll do it together. Do this question number 7 now. So as I discussed before, this CAT 2022 Decoded, this is a new series that we are starting from 16th of May. And every day at 7 p.m. you have a session in this series. So you can watch out for the sessions. I mean, what all sessions we'll be talking in this series, taking in the series. It will start from 16th of May and it is important for all the people who are appearing for CAT 2022. Pradyumna, I think for DILR we have taken 4 or 5 sessions if I'm not wrong. So, but previously that series was named something else. So I think some score booster series or something. So you have to check. I think 5 or 6 sessions I have taken. Okay, Pradyumna says the answer is 4000 for this question. This is the last question, so I'm giving you a bit more time to solve it. Should we start doing it now? I think we can. Hanji. So we have got one answer from Pradyumn. He says 4,000. चलिए देखते हैं. Gopal borrows rupees X from Ankit at 8% annual interest. He then adds Y rupees of his own money and lends X plus Y to Ishan at 10%. At the end of the year, after returning Ankit's dues, the net interest retained by Gopal is the same as that accrued to Ankit. So when I look at this statement, after paying Ankit's dues, the net interest retained by Gopal is same as that accrued to Ankit. That means whatever interest you gave to Ankit, the same interest you have got. So can I say the interest earned was double, simply double? Whatever interest you would have got, it was double. ठीक है? डबल ऑफ व्हाट? डबल ऑफ व्हाटएवर वाज गिवन टू अंकित. क्योंकि अगर मैंने अंकित को 200 दिया और मेरे पास 200 बच गया, इसका मतलब इंटरेस्ट मिला ही मुझे 400 था. सो दैट वेज आई कैन से सो. On the other hand, had Gopal lent X plus 2Y to Ishan, then the net interest retained by him would have increased by 150. अब यहां से, when you give X plus Y to Ishan at 10%, and when you give X plus 2Y to Ishan at 10% again, you get 150 rupees extra. So what extra are you getting? Previously you were getting X ka 10%, abhi bhi you are getting X ka 10%. Previously you were getting Y ka 10%, but now you are getting 2Y ka 10%. So can I say the extra thing is Y का 10%, ठीक है? 10% of Y is something extra that you are getting. Y का 10% पहले भी मिल रहा था, अब Y का तो मिल ही रहा है, एक और Y का मिल रहा है. I am getting 2Y का 10%. So 1Y's 10% is equal to 150. So straight away from there I can say Y is equal to 1500. तो ये पहला क्वेश्चन, Y की वैल्यू तो इमीडिएटली आ जाती है मेरे पास. Value of Y is equal to 1500. Now let's put it here. X प्लस 1500, इस पे इंटरेस्ट मिलता है 10%. X प्लस 1500 पे 10% इंटरेस्ट मिलता है. एंड हाउ मच इज टू बी गिवन टू अंकित? 8% ऑफ X, दैट इज 0.08 टाइम्स ऑफ X. और अभी हमने डिस्कस किया था जो इंटरेस्ट आप अंकित को दोगे उसका डबल आपको मिलेगा. सो दैट मीन्स डबल ऑफ दिस इज द इंटरेस्ट दैट वी हैव गॉट. सो 0.1x प्लस 150 is equal to 0.16x, or I can say X is equal to 150 by 0.06, which makes X as 2500. X 2500 है, Y 1500 है. क्वेश्चन आपसे X plus Y पूछ रहा है, so X plus Y is 4000 rupees. That is the correct answer. So again you would see figures are all easily calculable. जैसे 150 by 0.06 exact 2500 आ गया. Y का 10% वो इंटीजर्स में आ गया. ये सारी फिगर्स कैट हमेशा इसी तरह की देता है. मोर ओवर द क्वेश्चन वाज लुकिंग डिफिकल्ट, लेंथी था बेसिकली. लेकिन अगर आप ये वाला स्टेटमेंट पढ़ो, x प्लस वाई का 10% और फिर कहता है x प्लस 2y का 10% और उनमें डिफरेंस बता दिया 150. सो इट इज एज गुड एज सेइंग कि y का 10% 150 है. सो ये तो इमीडिएटली y उसने हम लोगों को दे दिया, विच इज इक्वल टू 1500. देन ही सेज कि जितना भी इंटरेस्ट मिला था अंकित को देने के बाद एग्जैक्टली उतना ही बच गया. So इसका मतलब the interest that we got was double of what was given to Ankit, क्योंकि जितना अंकित को दिया उतना ही बच गया था. So that means double of that was the total interest that we got. This is what we have written, that the interest that we got from Ishan, X plus 1500 का 10% is double of what was given to Ankit. From that we got X as 2500. So these were the 7 questions for today, which were based upon simple interest and compound interest. I am sure you would have understood a few things today, definitely, which are important from CAT's perspective. So yes, as I told you about CAT 2022 decoded series, we are starting it from 16th of May till 30th of May. Every day at 7 p.m. you will have a session. So in total that there would be 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 5, 15 sessions are going to be there. That means it is actually every day at 7 p.m. We'll be talking about the strategy of the exams. We'll be talking about VARC, DALR, Quant, about all those things we'll be talking about in these sessions. And if you are appearing for CAT 2022, we are also having this batch which contains everything which is written on the screen. If you want to enroll to this course, do press the like button for these sessions, guys, and please comment on it, share it with more and more people, and subscribe to BYJU'S Exam Prep channel, which is also there on all of these media channels as well. That's all from my side, guys. Thank you very much. I hope this session was useful for you. We'll meet again in the next on the next Wednesday again at 2 p.m. See you there with the next session now. Bye bye and Tara. Take care, everyone. Have a good day.